Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Reggie Bryant, and this video is about 5 reasons why you're not happy. 5 reasons really why most people in the world are just not happy. And if this video has value, feel free to subscribe, give it a thumbs up. And so yes, let's get into it. Reason number 1 that most people are not happy is due to the lack of fulfillment. See, a lot of people have success, but no fulfillment whatsoever. So there'll be people who have all these college degrees and they'll have a great job or a great business, and they'll be lacking in other areas such as their relationships. Like, you could be good financially, but what about, your relationships? What about your faith? What about everything else in life that matters to you? What about fitness? How is your health? How are you sleeping? A lot of people who have these, people who have success without fulfillment are typically people who have really high paying jobs or just have a really good business, but they lack everything else because they put so much of their time and effort into their businesses or jobs. And so it's really that balance, and it could be any other area. Obviously, it could be, you're really good with your fitness, you're really good in health, but maybe you're lacking in the financial department, and maybe that affects your relationships. And so it's just a lot of things that come together, and really lack of fulfillment is just lack of knowing what it truly means to be successful. People can look at doctors and CEOs and people who are successful in one shape or form, but true success is 360. It's in every area of your life. And that's what a lot of people fail to realize. And the moment people get to realize this is when their lives start to improve, because they can put intentionality towards these different areas of life. So yeah, that's number 1 right there, just lack of fulfillment. Just define what success means to you and not what society or what other people will tell you success is. Because if you're not happy, in my opinion, you're not successful. Going on to reason number 2, lack of self-accountability. Wow. So here's where I'm at with that. Every single person wants to succeed. Everybody wants to be happy. That's what everybody wants. Nobody wakes up one morning and just wants to be miserable. No, so understand, this is where self-accountability comes into play. Different individuals go through different things. They have different pain tolerances. And people go through things regardless of where they came from or how they were brought up. They go through something at some point in their lives. And you can either let that make you or break you. This example, on the way to work, your car breaks down. Who else are you going to blame it on but yourself? You have to hold yourself accountable for everything in life. Self-accountability is so key, because you take true ownership of who you are, of your flaws, and of mistakes that you may have made, and you use them to make you better instead of bitter about life in general. There's no reason to blame other people for things. Like, there's so many people having relational issues and they blame people in their past relationships for making them that way. Like, no. You went through that experience. You have the power to then come back and treat people so much better, because you know what it's like to be treated poorly. Or people might blame their financial situation on the way that they grew up. Well, I grew up poor, so no. It literally doesn't make sense. Growing up without money, like if you were born broke, okay, that's not your fault. But if you die broke, that is your fault, because we all have access to the same information. We have internet, we have books, we have podcasts, we have knowledgeable people all over the world who know how to manage relationships, emotions, money, know how to balance, work and life, and how to balance sleep and your health and the way you eat and your working out and everything. So there's no excuse in any realm of this to say that, oh, well, because of the past, this is why I'm like this. No, take responsibility for yourself, and I promise you that almost automatically leads to happiness, because you know what you're responsible for. And just so you know, guys, like, your success is your responsibility. Want to know more about stuff like self-accountability? There's literally a whole book on it, and it's a leadership book. It's called Extreme Ownership by Leif Babin and Jocko Willink, and those guys are amazing. Like, they relate it from the military field to the corporate world, and they link the two together, and it's all about leading by starting by leading yourself and by believing in your own hype and by really just owning who you are and taking and understanding what your responsibility is and taking full responsibility for your actions, for things that you've planned that maybe didn't go right, and just learning how to lead from down the chain, up the chain, and leading yourself. And so guys, that would be an excellent book. Check it out. It's linked in the description. Moving on to number 3. And this kind of goes hand in hand with self-accountability, is comparing yourself to others. You know, a lot of us, and me included, because this has been a huge block in my life because I've allowed it to. And it's really just been something that stifles me and kind of stops me in my tracks, is comparing myself to others. Because there's times where you're going to feel like you're behind in life, like others are so far beyond you. You know, you could be single and your friends could have kids and they can be married and they can just move into a house, and you can feel like you're so far behind. Or you could have friends who graduated from school. You could have friends who are, you know, who have these awesome assets that are building them passive income so they don't have to work. And you can look at all of these results that other people make, and you can feel like you're so behind. And the thing that a lot of folks fail to realize is that you don't know what they went through to get where they're at. And the reason you're going through the things you're going through right now is because you have a story to tell. Comparing yourself to others is a waste of time, because you're all on different timelines. You're all in different places in life. You could be the same age, but it doesn't matter. It's not a race. You're not in competition with anybody except for yourself. And here's where I'm going to link self-accountability. When you compare yourself to yourself, when you make yourself better every single day, that's how you get better. Not comparing yourself to other people, because sometimes, most of the time, it's like comparing apples to oranges. You're not the same people. You have different personalities, different strengths, different weaknesses. Why not compare yourself to yourself? Why not get 1% better every day for a whole year, and then you'll be 365% better the next year, and just keep doing it. You have to develop a growth mindset. You will never be like someone other than yourself. Does that make sense? And so moving on to number 4 is uncertainty. And this is a big roadblock as well, because a lot of people don't know what they want to do, especially young people, you know, between the ages of 18 and 30. A lot of people don't know even what they want to do for the rest of their life, or they don't know who they want to be with, or what they want to pursue in terms of a field, or in terms of anything. A lot of people don't know where to start, and that is usually what stifles most people, is I don't know where to start. And that uncertainty eats away at them until they're getting in their own heads and they're thinking their way out of certain things, certain opportunities, because they're so unsure. You're so unsure if you pass that test. You don't know if you're going to get the job because maybe you don't feel as confident with interviewing. Maybe you don't feel confident talking in front of people. Maybe you don't feel confident doing a lot of things. But letting that uncertainty eat away at you is a sure way that you will fail. That's a problem, because one thing about it is you cannot control uncertainty. You can only control what you do and what you do about every situation that comes your way. You can control that. You can control what you do about it. You can control how you react, but you can't control the actual thing that happens. So being uncertain is something that everybody goes through, absolutely. But when you let it consume you, it makes you unhappy. And with that, we have number 5, lack of confidence. And trust me, if you have any self-accountability whatsoever, you will develop self-confidence at an exponential rate. Like, when you have a lack of confidence, it shows. When you're unsure of yourself, it shows. When you talk to people, they know without you even saying a word. They can tell when you're mentally weak or unconfident in yourself. it's a problem. And people take advantage of that because they take that as a sign of weakness, because quite frankly, it is a weakness. You've got to have confidence in yourself. You've got to own who you are. You've got to know your quirks, your strengths, your weaknesses. You've got to know, some awkward things about yourself. Like maybe sometimes when you talk in front of people, you act a little awkward. Okay, own it. When you own who you are, you develop that self-confidence. That's how you know when you can make fun of yourself, when you can, when someone makes fun of you, when you can laugh at it back. When you do certain things in life to get fulfillment, you're going to gain that confidence. But internally, to gain confidence, you have to truly be comfortable in your own skin and own who you are. So guys, if this added value to you, hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I make 2 videos every week on intentional living, personal growth, and success, and I'd love to have you in the next one. Thanks.